today's video. You're watching ID Fangama. This is Ashika here, and today you and we will be making an eggless chocolate cake. Now chocolate cake is a big craze across the spectrum of age groups, so from children to elderly adults. So I thought, why not bring an eggless version for you guys so that's more generic and everyone can have a taste of a chocolate cake. So the measurements I'm going to give you is going to be for a 7-inch cake baking tray. And if you're baking any other size of cake and you need the measurements for that particular size of the cake, then leave it in the comment section below and I will reply to you with the exact measurements that you need to make your chocolate cake. Now before I start with the ingredients, a reminder, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the little bell icon next to it so that you're notified every time we come up with any new content that you enjoy. So I'll start with the ingredients now. You're going to need 1 cup of yogurt. Now I'm using Greek yogurt here. If you are using normal yogurt, then try and squeeze out as much water from it as possible. And you need ½ cup of buttermilk, for which I've taken ½ cup of milk and added 1 tablespoon of white vinegar to it and left it aside for 10 minutes. And you need 100 grams of salted butter, melted. If you're using unsalted butter, at any point in making your batter, just add a pinch of salt to it and that will compensate for it. And you need 100 grams of cooking oil. You need 1 cup of white sugar, taken white granulated sugar and powdered it. Because we are making chocolate cake which has cocoa powder, I'm taking 1 cup of sugar here to balance the bitterness out. If you are really sweet tooth, then you can go up to like 1 1/4 cup of sugar here. And you need 1 cup of self-raising flour. If you're not using self-raising flour, then add ½ tablespoon of baking powder to it. You need ½ cup of cocoa powder. I'm using Dr. Petker's dark cocoa powder here. You can use any brand you want. And I'm using vanilla extract. I'll be using 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract in this batter, but that's gonna add a nice edge and bring the batter together. And you need ½ a teaspoon of baking soda. So that's it with the ingredients. Like always, you need your mixing bowl, your electric whip. If you do not have an electric whip, you can obviously make the batter with a wooden spatula. And you need your baking tray and a sieve. And like always, keep some extra dishes and spoons. And with that, we are ready to start making this batter. So let's begin. So for the first step, I'm gonna add the yogurt into the mixing bowl. So in goes the yogurt. I'm adding the buttermilk. So I'm just gonna give it a swirl before I add it. And in goes the buttermilk. To this, I'm adding half of the quantity of the sugar that I have taken. And now I'm gonna whip this at medium-low speed for roughly 2 minutes. And now to this, I'll add the remaining sugar and again incorporate it in at medium-low speed. Now that the sugar, yogurt and buttermilk is nicely incorporated together, I will be adding the baking soda now. The reason why we are adding the baking soda right now and not with the other dry ingredients is because if we add it now, it's gonna react with the yogurt and the buttermilk and the sugar and we'll leave out bubbles. So we just add it, give it a quick spin for 10 seconds and leave it aside for 5 minutes to do its magic. Because our cake is eggless, this will ensure that our cake rises and it's fluffy. Let's give this one a quick spin. So now I'm just going to set it aside for 5 minutes. So while this reacts and gets ready, you can go and preheat your oven, which is what I'm going to do now. So because this is an eggless cake, it's really important to preheat your oven for the entire 20 minutes duration. And we're going to preheat it at 170 degrees centigrade and in fan mode. Like you can notice that this is nicely come together and the bubbles have formed. Now we are going to incorporate our fats into the batter. So I'm gonna first add the melted salted butter, and I'm gonna whip this for 2 minutes at medium-low speed. Now I'll add the oil into it. I'm gonna incorporate the oil into it in the same way as I incorporate the butter into it at medium-low speed for 2 minutes. The reason I've not used just butter, but I've added a bit of oil is so that the cake remains really moist. Now that all the fats are beautifully incorporated in, it's time to add our dry ingredients. So let me bring my sieve here, and I'm gonna add half of the flour and half of the cocoa powder that I have taken for the first time. So just gently tap the sieve with the other hand and let the dry ingredients seep through it. Right, now that everything is seeped through, before I actually turn on my electric whip, I am just gonna fold it in a bit because I don't want all that flour and the very loose cocoa powder to fly everywhere, lead to so much of wastage, and we don't want to waste food, guys. So once you don't see much of the loose product, you can turn on your electric whip, and I'm gonna beat it for 2 minutes at medium-low speed. And after we have whipped it, I'm gonna remove the electric whip now, because for the rest of the batter we are gonna mix it in with a spatula. Bring back the sieve and add the rest of the flour and cocoa powder now, and I'm again gonna sieve it through. Now that everything is nicely sieved through, we are gonna mix it into the batter. At this stage, go in with the hand and use a spatula to mix it so that you understand the consistency of the batter, and also scrape off all the products that's sticking on the sides of the mixing bowl because we have been using an electric whip. And then just fold the flour and the cocoa powder in. Consistency of the batter is beautiful at this point. I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence to this now. That the essence is in, I'm gonna again fold it in with the spatula. Consistency is really nice. We have got really nice folding curls, as you can see. So this is the sort of consistency you want in your cake batter. That our batter is ready, it's time to get the baking tray ready to pour the batter. So let's keep our batter aside. As an extra precaution, what we are doing today for this chocolate cake is that we are also gonna add another baking paper layer on the side and not just at the bottom. This is to be 100% sure that the cake gets nice heat on all directions and rises well. Grease it first. So I'm using a bit of melted butter. Now you're welcome to use either butter or oil for this step. So just that. Start from one end, press along. Perfect. Now it's time to grease the insides as well. And that's our baking tray ready for us to pour the batter. This is how it looks, and you can see I've tilted it but nothing happened, so it's nice and secure. Baking tray is ready. We are gonna pour the batter. Now that the batter is inside the baking tray, give it a slight swirl and a slight tap. And if you want to make the batter nice and even, then you could use a stick like this and just go around the batter like that. Right, now that our baking tray is filled with eggless chocolate cake batter, it's ready to be put into the oven for baking. So we are gonna bake it in a preheated oven for 30 minutes at 170 degrees centigrade and in fan mode. So let's pop it into the oven. So place it at the center of the oven and at the lower rack. Now that the cake is out of the oven and it has had its standing time for roughly about 30 minutes, it's time to take it out of the baking tray. Us to the end of this video. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the inside of this cake yet because I'm using it for a bigger chocolate cake, a well-decorated birthday kind of an occasion kind of cake. So if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description box and also somewhere here. And if you liked it, please hit the like button. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the little bell icon next to it so that you're notified every time we come up with new videos. And if you have any suggestions or you would like me to come up with any recipes, then put that in the comments below, and also your experiences when you try this at home, and share it with your friends so that they can make their own eggless chocolate cakes at home. And until next time, take care.